Ah. So yeah, I think we can start now.
Ashfaq, we need some more members to join. We are waiting. It's 2 minutes.
Unconscious.
Yeah, we can start.
Ah,
Yeah, I will introduce you first.
yeah, I think everyone is here that. Yeah. Awesome.
Is there any resound from my side?
No, no,
Yeah, okay.
that's good.
Hi
Yeah.
guys. Hi, each and everyone. A very warm good evening to everyone here. The participants who joined through the live stream. Hi, each and everyone. So today's session is on
Hello.
Git and GitHub. And our speaker is dynamic Ashfaq. Ashfaq is our ex-DSC lead and is the founder of Ezerka Technologies. And he participated in many hackathons and he's a tech enthusiast. Recently, he won in a hackathon with 1 lakh prize money. Ashfaq, I need party.
I will
So,
do that later on.
Ashfaq will guide you and teach you how to use GitHub. It will very helpful for all the domains. So, Ashfaq, you can start.
Yeah. So, hi everyone. So I want this session to be mostly interactive so that it's not like me aspiring at as a teacher and you listening just as in students. I just want it to be interactive. If there are any questions, please feel free to comment that in chat or and I can solve that up. And also in the end, we will also have a session with regarding any sort of
And
questions
also,
regarding this Git.
and the guys who joined through live stream, you can text in the WhatsApp group so that I will ask Ashwak the answers.
That's great, man. Yeah, good. So let me just share my screen and we can start off. Yeah. So here it is. Can you see my screen, guys?
Wow.
So yeah,
Amazing
can
presentation. Yes.
Yeah. So the thing is that this is exploring this presentation thing. So first thing is why Git. So we are going to talk about Git and GitHub. Okay. So these two are different things. They are not same. I'm going to assume that you have never heard of these words, and I'm going to explain you from scratch regarding these two things. Okay. So first of all, why Git? Okay. So main issue with before why people have developed Git is this thing. So the thing is that let's suppose that you build an final document, right? So then you give it to your teacher or anyone. They give you again some changes, and you do that, and again you provided that, and again you keep on doing it. And now what happens is, let's suppose that you have written a code. Let's suppose a hello world, right? So after you ask your teacher or anyone else, they tell you to change it to hello world to something else. Like let's suppose say hello programmers, okay? But when you do this, right, the code breaks. Now what you have no way to go back to the hello world thing, right? So for this issue, Linus, do you remember this guy? Yeah, this guy who has developed Linux. So this is a guy who has developed Linux system, and he has also developed Git. So he's the guy who has developed Git so that you can handle this version control system, so that you write code hello world, and after that it becomes hello program and it breaks. So you come back again, you change it from hello world to something else. So yeah, we'll go in a straight manner. And next one is what is Git. As I told you, Git is mostly called as a version control system. It is like a history book of your code. In simple terms, let's suppose say Git is something like an browser history, right? So you all guys know about browser history, right? So you go and open a tab, and once you open that tab, what happens is it gets stored in a history, and whenever you want to go back to that, you can just go into history and open that link, right? So even if you forget that link or don't know about that, so you can just use that. So it's similar to that. So that's what Git was. So it was mostly like, instead of like getting stressed about like which changes that I have done, and so that helped us with Git. Okay. And now let's suppose say, yeah, so so this possibly happens, right? What happens is that you write a code, you don't look at it for 2 weeks or 1 month, you don't know what you have written. So yeah, this totally happens. So for this one, what we do is like whenever there is an issue or anything, we use this Git to go back and get that previous code back into our thing. So that was mostly probable Git and how Git works. Okay, so basically, let me just tell you this. So as you can see, there is a blue color line, okay, and there is a green thing. So these are called as paths, okay. So now if you see here, this blue thing is keep on going, isn't, we call this as master, okay. Let's suppose say that we take this blue thing as a master, okay, and this little feature is called as other path, right? So there are different branches. So it's like a tree and it has multiple branches, okay. So in the end, what we do is we merge it together, okay. So we develop a feature and then we try to get that merged inside that. And that's what mostly Git is. So it's mostly like a history book. You just remember it as like a history book, okay. So it will be easier for me to remember it like that, right? So it's like a history book. And whenever you open something, I mean, like whenever you you want to go back to that or you want to change it, I mean, like what are the changes that you have done, you want to look into it, then that's probably Git, okay. And now coming to what is meant by Git Hub, right? What's meant by Git Hub? So let's suppose say, I think all of you know what is meant by Google Photos, right? So it's similar to that. So what we do, we take a picture in our phone, right? We take a picture of any photo and it automatically gets uploaded to our Google Photos, right? So you also have it locally, but you also have it cloud, so that even if you even if the photo gets deleted in your phone, it will always be there in online, so that you can go and get that right up, right? So that's what GitHub is. But instead of photos, it's just code, right? So you have the code on your system and you push it to GitHub, and GitHub stores a version of it, okay. And now what happens is that whenever, let's suppose say that you want, if the code is like deleted on your system, or like let's suppose say that it's corrupted and you're receiving some errors, what you do, you go to that GitHub and you get that code from there and just use it in your local again. That's what GitHub is. And now I would say that instead of me being directly speaking, if you have your systems with you, let's just I'll go with an interview, just follow, I mean, like go with a session like live coding session or something like that, like Git installation and Git rack and installation, all that. So you can just go ahead and install it with me, so that you can also install it, the Git, on your system. And I would show you how to push a simple code to your GitHub, okay. So first of all, what we will do is, I think if you have your systems up with you, just go to just search for Git download, okay, in Google. I hope most of you are following up with me. Yeah. So yeah, that's good.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Yeah. So so you just say Git downloads, right? So you go here, and inside here you will find in Git Windows 1 or whatever.
Ashfaq, put the link in the chat.
Ah, cool. I will do that. So yeah, that's the link for that one. So you can just come up to this link, and here you will find Git, right? So you click on Windows, okay. So once you click on Windows, it will start up downloading the setup file, which is this one, and you can go ahead and save it wherever you want. And I already have that, but still I'm going to download it again. So it starts downloading, and yeah. Yeah, let's just open it up. I hope everyone has downloaded this. I can wait if you are still downloading this. Yeah. So, did everyone download this?
Guys,
Yeah.
put this in the chat if you're already downloaded.
Yeah, that would be better. And yeah, I mean, just I'm going to show this, and you also have this recording of this, so you can go back to this recording and again listen to this. So I'm just going to assume that you have done this. Okay, so first we are going to click next, and he's going to ask us where do you want to install this Git, right? So we click on next, and I already have that, so we install it anyway, and just use defaults and click on next, and just use this default. Just click on next, and this is also default. Just put it like that, and next, everything next, default. Just use default settings. That's better than changing. Yeah. So once you do that, the Git will start installing on your system. So now you can have Git commands running on your system right now. So once it extracts, right? So you will be able to use Git things. And now once that's done, right? So that would open up this, but you don't need that. Okay. Now just open your command prompt, cmd command prompt, right? Once you open your command prompt, right? Now you should be able to do git, and then if you do version, you should be find something like this. Like even if you do just git, you should be able to get this, and it should not say command not found. Okay. So that means that you have successfully installed Git on your system. Okay. Now, once you have Git working, as I said in the beginning, Git and GitHub is different. GitHub is like Google Photos, and there are many alternatives to Google Photos also, right? So let's suppose say there is Google Photos, there is Google Drive, and there is also like the Apple version of that Photos thing that we use to upload, right? So there are many alternatives, not only GitHub. So there are many alternatives. Yeah, so there are many alternatives for that, and but mostly I am very familiar with GitHub, so I'm just going to show you with GitHub. But other alternatives are also easier. Okay, so now as you have installed Git on your system, okay, so once you do Git, you should be able to see all of these things. Cool. Now once you have that, right, now instead of me just doing stuff, I would ask you, I will show you about the GitHub thing. So if you just go to github.com, this is the website of GitHub. Okay, and you should be able to see something like this. If you don't have an account, it will just tell you like this is the one, and you will be on this screen. You just need to sign in, and once you sign in, you should be able to go into the screen. Okay, so now first of all, as I said, let's do this. And so I have written a code, okay, so that it's easier for you. I will just show you an example of that. So yeah, so this code does this. Okay, so exploring Git and GitHub. Okay, so this is my image, Ashfaq, and who needs our, this is just a description. Okay, and now what I want you to do, guys, is in this code, right, because it's in GitHub, you can collaborate with others. Okay, so it's something like you do know about Google Photos album, right? So I share that album with you, and you can also upload your photos, and someone else also can upload other photos, and all of those photos will be at one repository. So so it's like that. Okay, and now as I said, there are some as I told you, this is the one. Okay, so the blue thing is the master one. So it keeps on going in a straight path. Okay, and now others come, and this is just nothing but let's suppose say you put in comment on my code or like that. So first of all, instead of that, I'm just going out, but I'm just going out of path. But let's suppose say, yeah. So yeah, I will just push my code. So yeah, just give me a second. So yeah, so now the thing is that, okay, yeah, sorry for that. Yeah, so now this is your profile. Okay, now what I want you to do is you go ahead and you can create a new repository. Just go into github.com, click a new repository, and you will get this new repository. Okay, you just type your repository name. Your repository name is nothing but like an album thing, and you provide your description. Okay, and in description you can put anything about that, the code that you're writing. Let's suppose that you're writing about Java, so code writing about Java, then you can put description like my Java code or any sort of description. Okay, and just remember that you have to put it public. So if you just put it as private, then you are the only one that is going to see that repository, and others can't see that. Okay, now let's suppose that you create it and it creates a repository, something like this, and you should be able to see this screen. Now, yeah, as I told you, second, let me just get this out. Yeah, so if you go to this link that I have given you, right, I will just provide you that link. Yeah, so yeah, so if you just go to this link that I have provided you in the chart, you will be able to go to this this repo link, this repo. Okay, now I will just push my code to there. Just give me a second. Yeah, so yeah, so if you refresh this link right now, you should be able to see some code there. So this is my code that I have pushed to GitHub. Now coming back to where we were, you have installed Git, and when you do Git, it's working, right? Now coming back to that one, okay, now what I want you to do is go ahead and clone this repo in your system. So for cloning this system, right, you go here and you copy this link, which is this. Just copy this link. You go to this link and you go ahead and copy this one. Okay, and now you go to your command prompt and you do git clone and that link. So once you do this, this should be able to clone that. Clone is nothing but just downloading. So you do git clone and that repo link, which is that one. So once you do this, this will install that repo on your system, wherever that wherever you are in the present directories. So once you do that, this will install that repo. So just do this. I mean, like git clone and install this repo on your system. And once you have cloned this, right? So cloning is nothing but downloading, as I said. And now let's go ahead. Once you have cloned this, you should be finding your thing like this. Okay, you should be able to find all these files in your system. Once you have cloned that, so it would be exploring Git, and once you have cloned that, you should be able to find this. Okay, and now what I want you to do is I want you to go into public. Okay, public, and then I want you to go into images and place your image there. Okay, once you place your image there, and then you can go ahead and change that data.json file. One second. Yeah. So, yeah. Let me just do this. Yeah. One second. So right. Yeah. So once you clone this repo, right, it will be on you will get this repo on your system and exploring code, and you will get this thing on your system. You can just go ahead and put this image in the public images folder. And once you do that, right, you can just go ahead and open src and go into data, and then you will see that my name, description, picture, right? And you just copy this and you again change it with your name, like your name and your description. And also the picture thing, like let's suppose say that I put my picture as ashfaq.jpg, right? Ashfaq.jpg, but instead of that, you can place your own image. Like for now, I don't have any other images, but you can just change that image URL to your own image URL. Okay, once you do that, right? Now, if I go into that web page thing, you should be able to, once you save this, you should get this, right? So in that same similar way, right? So you can keep on now pushing the code. Let's suppose say that you clone this and you put your own image, you put your description and you put your name, so that you will get this in that application. So yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you about the repo thing. I know that I am out of, I don't know whether you are understanding this or not, but I just wanted to give you a quick tutorial of that. Like that's how code works. So let's suppose say, okay, I will just go off limit and just tell you, like, show you about, explain you about GitHub. Okay, and now this is pretty much your profile thing, and you can provide all of your about yourself. This is like the Facebook profile thing. And you can provide like pinned repositories. Repositories is nothing but albums, as I said, photo albums. And these are different types of repositories. And you can create repositories in GitHub and push some code to that. Mostly, there are some, these are the 3 commands we mostly use. Okay, so that first what you do, you change something, you push it, and then again, you change something, you push it. So let's suppose say that yeah, so let's suppose now I'm going to show you. Okay, leave that out. I'm just going to create a repository, new repository. I'm just going to say hello. Just create a folder in your system. Okay, now go into command prompt, which is cmd, and now as you have Git installed, right? So just do git init. Forget about all of that, because that I think I am you were not able to get that part out of that, like the code part. But let's suppose that we do a simple text file thing. Okay, you just do git init. Okay, once you do git init, right, you should get a folder. Now let's create a text file. Text file such as hello text file. Okay, now in this text file, you do hello world and you save it. Okay, now once you save it, right, now we are in that repo only. Now you do git status, and if you see, it says that there is a new file called as hello.txt, right? So now we want to push this hello.txt to our GitHub repo. Okay, so now once we want to push it, right, we just do git add and then we do start. So now once we do this, that will be gone into our Git, will take that as a commit thing, stage thing, unstaged and staged. So once you do commit and you put -m is nothing but message, and you say git commit m, and you say initial commit. Okay, so now once you do git initial commit, there is a commit created, which is one file, which is that hello.txt. Yeah, so we have hello.txt. Okay, and now we want to push this. So as I told you, we create a new repo, right, in this one. So we create hello and hello world. Yeah. So now you go ahead and create a new repo. We have created that repo. And now if you create a repo, you'll find all of these commands like create a new repository on the command line. So now we have done this commands like git add and commit readme, or we have done all of that. And now we do git remote add origin. So we just copy this and we paste it here. And we just do enter. So now we have added that remote of that, like where is the GitHub album sort of thing. And now we just copy this one, which is git push minus u origin master, and we copy that and we place it there. And now once we do that, right, now that hello is being uploaded to this repository. So now if you refresh it, you should see an hello.txt file, which we have just created right now. So if you see in this hello world, you will find this hello world. So this is similar to that code thing. Okay. Now, as I told you, if something, let's suppose if something goes wrong, then you want to go back to that and utilize that again, right? So now we will change this hello.txt from hello world to hello programmers, and we save it. Now once we save it, it will automatically not get uploaded in this GitHub thing. So if you refresh it, it will not get automatically uploaded. So now what we do, we go again into command prompt, and let me just clear this up. We just clear this up, and now we again what we do is we do git add and we do git add star, so that all the changes would be pushed. And now we do git commit minus m, and in this minus m, as I put in the quotation marks, you change the commit name, like change the text to hello programmers. Okay, so now if you see it, we have one file changed. Okay, now in this you just do git. I already have git commit, right? So you can just go ahead and do git push, and once we do git push, it gets again updated in the repo. So if you just refresh this up, here you will see that we have two commits, which is change the text to hello programmers and initial commit. So now if you look at this, or I mean like what are the changes that has happened into this. So if you see, this is the change. So in that same way, so whenever we change the code, right, so automatically it will recognize whatever the changes that have been happened, and it will show you that. So you can easily go back to the previous one. So it's like that. And yeah, so most probably what we do is like, let's suppose that you don't push it to GitHub and you keep it on all of in your system only. Then what happens is that you get more space, like more projects, more space, and once you push it to GitHub, it will always be there. Even you don't have the will not constantly have that fear that you will lose your files. Like let's suppose that your system gets corrupted or something like that, you'll always be there. So you can easily switch from one system to another system also. So yeah, and other thing that I want to tell you is this git merge concept. Okay, so the thing is we have two fellows which are working. Let's suppose that there are two fellows, me and Venkatesh are working on a code. And let's suppose that he writes hello world and I write hello programmers. Okay, and in the end we want to merge it together, so it becomes hello world and also hello programmers. So for that we use this git merge thing. So it's just that, so if you take a look at this, right, let's come back again, always GitHub, and so let me just run this up. So yeah, so if you take a look at this, we have two commits and this git merge thing. So you just create another branch, which is your branches, and in this we can create another branch, and then you can merge it so that your code gets easily committed. So that it's something like that. So it's just that taking your album of photos and his album of photos and merging them together. That's called as git merge. And other thing that I wanted to tell you is we also have this concept of blame in Git, so that let's suppose that I write a code which caused the error, which caused the whole error thing, right? So then you can use this Git blame to like you can see which line was written by whom. Like let's suppose say 3 of the people are working on code, and you can see which line was written by which fellow. So that's what Git blame is mostly used. And also other things, as I said, there are 3 alternatives: GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket. These are like Google Photos, Google Drive, and any other alternatives. So mostly GitHub and GitLab is much better than Bitbucket, but it mostly comes to like your own what do you call that? Your own requirement. So if your company says to go with GitHub, you use GitHub. Your company says to go with GitLab, that's what you do. And yeah, so another thing that is like a commit, like as I again went on about that thing, which is called as like you did not commit anything, right? You should constantly keep on committing your code to GitHub. If you don't commit code to your GitHub, right, so you may lose that. So if you keep on committing, right, it will be a good thing, so that even if you like do an error, you can just go back. So that's what this meme was about. So I think that's pretty much that whole thing. So yeah, I know. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, thank you, Ashfaq.
I know. I was like very. I went very towards the code part. I don't know whether people here understood about that thing, but it's pretty much easy. Git is like a history book. GitHub is like in Google Photos. That's pretty much the concept that you want to get. Okay. And
Ashfaq, show this one. Drag and drop thing.
Which one?
Dragging code files into the GitHub.
So for that thing, what you do is you just want to create a new file, right? So we had created this new hello world, and in this you can go ahead and create an add file, and you can say upload files, and you can just drag files here, so that instead of like committing and doing all that command things.
Share your screen.
Oh shit. Sorry. Yeah. So this was the hello world repo, right? So in this hello world repo, what you do, you go into add file and you say upload files. Instead of like suppose say that you don't want the headache of handling that comments like commands and everything. You can just go ahead and drag all of your files here, and that would also be the same thing, similar to that one. So you can just go choose your files, and you can select this one, and that would be uploaded. So you can just commit, and that will be making commit for you. So it's like that. So you don't want to utilize that commands thing, you can just use this. It's simple as that. Yeah, I think that's
Thank you, Ashfaq.
No problem.
Guys, if you have any
Yeah, I think Pranav has that. Like, is it like other people contributing to our main code without disturbing the main code, right? So that was what I was talking about, the merge thing that I told you. Like, let's suppose that two fellows are working on one thing, right? So that you can easily merge stuff. Like let's suppose that as I told you the sample that I have given you, hello world and hello programmers, you can just easily merge that. So that would be totally different. That thing would be totally different. Your branch will be totally different, and his branch would be totally different. So that wouldn't cause any sort of issues. Awesome, Pranav. I think that's pretty much it. And if you have any sort of queries, I would be happy to take them up, and I would share this PPT with you guys. And yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Ashfaq.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Guys, I think more basic to the GitHub. Don't worry, you can explore if you want. It's Git. We'll provide you some resources, and also I will send you this recording of this session. Yeah, I think there is much resound from my side.
Cool, everyone. Then we'll meet later on then. I mean, like, do you have any sort of queries? Then we'll just conclude the session then.
Thank you, Ashfaq and Vinay, for being here in spite of your busy schedule. And the session was very quick, but it was more informative and practical than what I saw on internet. Because I am new to Git, and I never used it. Yesterday I was surfing, but I couldn't understand anything. But yeah, I got some idea while you were working on it.
Awesome, Pawan. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you everyone for being here. I hope that you have learned something. And yeah, we will just share that PPT and also the links required with Venkatesh, and he'll give you that. Awesome.
So,
Hey, Vinay.
Hi, Vinay.
Ashfaq, I have a doubt. In GitHub, you said to upload the files using some text, right?
Which one?
To upload files, you said using commands.
Yeah.
Instead, can we drag and drop to upload it?
Yeah, in the end, as I've shown you, you can just go into that repo and you can just drag all that files there also. But it's not an efficient method to do that, but it works. It works. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Yeah, no problem, English. Yeah. Okay.